Hi, this is Angie and this is a DIY homesteading from home. So if you are like me, you are washing your hands a lot more and using a lot more soap lately. So your hands are getting dry. What's the solution to that? Homemade lotion. So I'm going to make some homemade lotion for you today. And I've bought all my ingredients off of Amazon. You can as well. Delivered to your door. You don't have to leave your house. It takes 3 ingredients. Beeswax pellets, coconut oil, shea butter, which actually does look like butter. This is what it looks like. And then you can also put an essential oil of your choice in there if you'd like. You don't have to. That's a completely optional thing. So I've melted some beeswax pellets into my bowl here, and then it takes a cup of shea butter and a cup of coconut oil. Now, if your coconut oil is soft at room temperature, wonderful. I had to melt mine a little bit because I couldn't get it out of the jar. So what we're going to do is we are going to mix these all together and form some lotion. Now, my instructions are from Pinterest, of course, as all good DIYs are. And this one comes from, let me get to the top here, Pinterest, Back to the Book Nutrition. So that's where my lotion recipe came from. Now you can use any recipe. All of them are a little different. Some of them have different amounts of, or different ratios of shea butter to coconut oil. Some of them leave out the coconut oil. Some of them have arrowroot powder instead of the beeswax. It's completely up to the recipe. But this one I'm using because it makes a big batch. A lot of them just make a small batch. This one makes a big batch. So I'm going to put my shea butter in my bowl here, and it is the consistency of kind of chilled butter. You can see softened, or it's hardened up quite a bit in here. So we'll get that out and into our bowl. Might need a spoon. Okay, so that's what happens when it sits for a little bit after you've kind of heated it up. And then we're going to add our coconut oil. Like I said, I melted mine because it was super solid in the container. And then you just mix these up. Now, if you have a stand mixer, from what I've read online, a stand mixer is fantastic for this. Unfortunately, I don't have a stand mixer, so we're just going to mix it with our trusty handheld here. And watch for splatter. And what you want to have happen is you want it to have form into stiff peaks. That's what the recipe says it's going to do. Now, interesting side note, I have never made lotion before, as I'm sure you haven't either. And so we'll see how this works. It may take a little bit more for it to form up because of my coconut butter, or my coconut oil being liquid instead of semi-solid. So we'll see how this works and see if it actually forms a lotion. I've still got some chunks in here, but it is mixing fairly well. Kind of looks like icing, doesn't it? All right, I don't know how long this is going to take. We might have to edit this video a little bit. And I want to thank my sister Jenny for being my videographer on this.
Hi everyone!
And if the video doesn't work out, I'm going to do a blog post and just post this as text. So we'll just see. This is an experiment for all of us. I hope everyone is getting along fine at home. I know we're going a little stir crazy occasionally, but doing okay. I've read a lot of books. I've done some trainings. I've ordered some books. And now I'm experimenting with homemade lotion. So this is starting to peak up. Kind of looks like a batter. I'm not sure how thick it's supposed to be or if this is fine. So I'm just going to check it and see what this feels like. So it feels like lotion. Yeah. It actually feels like kind of a nice lotion. I am going to put some lavender essential oil in my lotion here. And you'll notice I've taken the stopper off. And that's because you're supposed to put 75 drops of this. That's a lot of drops. So I know because I looked at the recipe online and it said it's about a teaspoonful of essential oil. So I'm just going to put a teaspoonful, and this may use up most of my lavender oil. That's okay. You can use whatever oil you like, or like I said, you can do unscented if you want. And I'm going to give this a quick little mix in here.
Say hi, Jack.
Okay. And so we now have homemade lotion. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to do a little cleanup on this because I need to get this stuff off the side here. But I would store this in some kind of glass jar and use it sparingly. It feels very thick. So it almost feels more like a face lotion than a body lotion. But I'm going to use it for a body lotion. So I hope you enjoyed this home edition of DIY homesteading. All right, I'm back with an update on the lotion situation. It was still a little chunky when I finished up, and wasn't as thick as I thought it would be. Some of the directions had said you might need to mix it for up to 15 minutes. That seemed like a long time to have you stand there watching me with the mixer for 15 minutes. So I did it on my own. And I actually added that last little bit of shea butter. There wasn't that much left. I didn't know what else I was going to do with it. So I just added it in. This is how I cook too. I'm not a very good rule follower. Recipes to me are just guidelines, and so I just do whatever I want, really. So this is the result after mixing, and it is like a light foamy body butter looking thing now, and it's a little greasier than I would normally like in my lotion, but once it soaks in, it feels lovely, actually. Not too bad. So I will be using this, and I did not have a glass container big enough, so it's in an old butter container. FYI, you're doing what you're supposed to when you're reusing these containers instead of throwing them away. And I accidentally deleted the video I did saying all of this exact stuff earlier and just realized it and had to redo it again. So this is DIY homesteading at its best. Honest. But I do think the lotion turned out okay. I'm looking forward to using it. You just will have to wait a little bit to let it soak in.